Okie dokie nerds. So welcome to another vintage video. What have we got here? We've got a black Bazaar deck today. So Poxwalkers is out on Magic Online and then also out on the rental services as well, so I can now play with them. So 3 mana, 3/1 Death Touch. Whenever you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, return it to the battlefield tapped. So we're very excited about this. We're going to put it into a Vine shell. I've moved away from the mono green cradle idea and I've gone for a mono black list. So what does that provide us? Well, it provides us with Null Rod instead of Collector Roof, which is probably a downgrade, but hey ho. And then it also means that we can try some Orcish Bowmasters of our own. So rather than dying to them every day, we can use them ourselves. And then we've got these 11 cards here, the 8 Lizards and 3 Therapies, which will trigger our Poxwalkers. We've got Grief, Misstep, Therapy, and Chalice as some minor interaction. The 8 4-power creatures over here in Vengevine and Hollow One. Where's my... Why does... Okay, in Vengevine and Hollow One. Right, yeah. So we've got our 8 4-power creatures in Vengevine and Hollow One. And then we've got 4 powders, 4 bazaars. This is what I'm trying for today. 4 powders, 4 bazaars. So we're still going to mulligan to our bazaars. We've got 4 Yawgmoth or Urborg Tomb of Yawgmoth, which means we can go turn 1 Bazaar, dump some creatures, play turn 2 Bowmaster or Null Rod, and try and close it out that way. And then we've got 1 Swamp, and I've gone for this Mirrodin art that I remember from being a kid and really liking. 5 Strip effects, and then black gives us this Cabal Pit, which is a nice little bit of tech. What's really cool about it is that it's a swamp that hurts you. And then on top of that, if you've got Threshold, which I think we can expect to have in a good portion of games, target creatures -2/-2 in turn to turn. So we can kill Containment Priests, we can kill Yixid Jailers, we can kill Lavinias, and that sounds good. A Jet and a Lotus to round it out, and that's going to be the deck that we take into battle. Don't know if it's good. Actually, leaning towards it's probably not, but that's cool. And I've got a pretty, just like easy throw together sideboard 4/4/3, 4 traps, 4 ley lines, 4 vigors, and 3 defeat the swarms, which is just a destroy target Oath of Druids, destroy target Saga, and picks up some creatures again as well. We've got an opponent down here. We've got quite a cool hand to start on, I feel like. So let's keep this. Got a Bazaar. Got a Bowmaster, a Cabal Pit, Strip Mine. Yeah, this is great. So I'm not sure how this is going to go. Things I couldn't fit in. I couldn't work out how to fit in Bowmasters. Not Bowmasters. The other one, the 2/1. I couldn't work out how to fit in Bloodghast. And I couldn't work out how to fit in Hogax either. So, you know, some other things that we can consider as we explore these Poxwalkers and their synergies as well. There's obviously a 4th therapy that I don't have in here at the moment, but we'll see how we do. We'll see what happens and what transpires. So our opponent has revealed a Lurrus and mulligan to 6. Here we've got Moxjet into Wasteland. And then they're going to probe us. Do I want to misstep the probe? I might do, actually. I think that sounds nice. There you go. There's a nice little misstep for you. An opponent's going to pass the turn. So what do we think about just stripping them this turn? Where would that land in our list of enjoyable things to do? Poxwalkers. So I guess that's better. We'll get wasted ourselves. Well, they've only got 3 cards. So I think I'm going to go Strip Mine. I think it's going to be Strip Mine. Oh, but they're just going to Bowmaster me right now, aren't they? That's the problem. Jet Wasteland is like the most face-up Bowmaster you ever did see, I feel like. So we can go Bazaar, activate. We've got 2 easy discards. We'll put a 3/1 and a 1/1 into play. They'll flash in a Bowmasters. They'll play a land. They'll Wasteland me. I'll have a 3/1, a 1/1. No lands. Or I can strip them on end step. I'm going to strip them. I'm sorry. I don't know if that's correct, but it's just going to slow roll my. Yes, they've got the Bowmaster. Let's waste them. Maybe I didn't want to waste them. Maybe I wanted to leave that, and then that would have meant I could go Cabal Pit, Bowmaster your Bowmaster next turn. We'll learn. We'll learn how to utilize our own Bowmasters and stuff, I'm sure. But this means that they didn't get Cyclolorian. They've just got a Jet in play. Looks like they're just going to attack for 2 here. And have you got another mana source in there? They're paying some variety of costs. Okay, so just like a large amount of lag, and that was play tap Jet for Lorien, and then cycle it to play a Tundra. So let's go Bazaar. Let's activate the Bazaar into their Bowmasters. So they have to declare targets before anything else happens. So let's go Poxwalkers, Poxwalkers, Lizard. You target me. I get 2 Poxwalkers and a Lizard. You can't really attack into my Hollow One. They've got 2 cards in hand. And then next turn I get to go Urborg. If they don't waste us, I get to go Urborg, Bowmaster, your Bowmaster. And then, I don't know, declare the game over, I guess. Something like that. I'm not sure exactly, but certainly sounds like it, if you ask me. So cast this. Trigger, trigger. And here's a Lizard. And here's a 4/4. Right, over to you. Now that was fun. And that was 1 Lizard, right? That's so, like, versus what we usually have to do, versus like a Vengevine or something. That was sick, right? Like, that's so much better. But, sorry, I've just adjusted my mic settings, so maybe it's changed a bit. But yeah, so now the opponent's facing 11 power. I think they've got a plow here. So yeah, they plow the Hollow One, and we go to 17. Combat happens. They're going to attack us for 3 with this Orc army, I believe. Two cards in hand for the opponent. I've got a Cabal Pit as well, which might be able to bring a Bowmaster in the future. I'm pretty excited about the Cabal Pit. If I can ever get anything out of this deck, then I think the Cabal Pits could be cool. A cool bit of tech for us. So opponent's going in for 3. Our internet's just generically struggling, I think, at the moment. But yeah, in a general life update for my channel, I've bought a new mouse, so hopefully everything's less clicky. I've bought a new microphone, so hopefully that side of things better. And then I've also got Poxwalkers on my Modo account, so there we go. But opponent's attacking for 3. I don't know where we're at. Okay, after a long pause in the blocker stack, opponent's back. Okay, and they've got a time walk. Not ideal, but it doesn't seem like too much of an issue, I don't think. So they walk into another attack with some Bowmasters. That's going to put me down to 11. If they found a Wasteland, this game gets pretty difficult. If they haven't found a Wasteland, then I think we're doing great, sort of thing. So 2 cards for the opponent. Manifold Key is one of them. And that's that. Cool. So let's go to our turn. I guess now that I'm untapped, I can just go Urborg, Norrod. That's going to turn off this nonsense of theirs up here. I don't think I need to attack, right? I'm sure there is an attack I can make, but for now I don't need to. Next turn I'll go Cabal Pit, Bowmaster you, activate my own Bazaar, and come up with something after that. Okay, Saga's a bit annoying. So I think that's definitely going to be like a weakness of this deck because, you know, of all the cards in the format at the moment to be weak to, Saga's one of them. So one card for the opponent. So yeah, I think I've got to do this anyway. So I'm going to play a Cabal Pit. I'm going to cast an Orcish Bowmasters. Opponent's got one card in hand. Their Bowmaster is dead. We can activate our Bazaar of Baghdad. And I'll discard a Bazaar. Cast a Root Waller. So maybe I should have done this activation post-combat. I was thinking Vengevine. But now if my Poxwalker trades, I don't know how much different that is for a sort of thing. Yeah, I don't know how that's going to change the way we sequence in future. We'll have to give that some short thought for sure. So we'll attack for 6. We'll leave back all the Dorks and the Bowman. Opponent takes it and goes to 12. I'll cast a hollow one. And we've got a big board. We've got a Bazaar of Baghdad. They've got an Urza Saga, so that's kind of scary. But, you know, I think I've got enough pressure on board to maybe get around everything here. They can't make things unblockable. Looks like a good spot for the home team here. Okay, so we pass the turn. Opponent's going to go to their draw step up to 2 cards, and a Saga goes up to 2. We're hoping to fade a land drop here from them. I think that would be really annoying, but I actually feel like we're in a spot where we could defeat a Saga. So they cast a Mox Opal, which is in fact not a land drop. So on a more PO version of the deck, and they've just conceded the game. So a nice sort of start, right? We did the whole thing that we're planning to do that's different, and that is we've brought some Poxwalkers into play. We played an Urborg to cast a 2-mana disruptive piece, and then later on we cast another 2-mana disruptive piece, and that's been enough. So let's begin sideboarding. As I said earlier, this isn't the most well thought out sort of sideboard, so I'm just gonna bring 4 Vigors in, I think. Couldn't say who knows what for though. That's a big question, actually, isn't it? What am I bringing them in for? Maybe one of my therapies can probably go. I don't even know if I want these figures, right? I could probably trim Bowmasters. I just feel like I need to squeeze these in somehow. And then the swamp might be useless. So I've got 12 green pitch cards. I think I want one of the Bowmen, because the Bowmen and therapies are good together. The Misstep's good, the Lotus is good. Chalice is good against this sort of thing. Griefs on the draw could be questionable. So yeah, maybe it's just Griefs out. Keep the swamp. Keep the Bowmasters. I don't know. Let's give this a shot. See how we get on. Be Vigor disruptive rather than Grief disruptive. This is one of those things over time where if this is a deck I continue to try and build upon, then yeah, I think Hogaaks and Bloodghasts are 2 things to consider. There's also the idea of if you go down the Hogak route, do you want to have access to a reanimate so that we can discard our Bowmasters and reanimate them later? Reanimate with Grief is obviously a big combo as well. So a bit more of a scam route. I don't know, but we'll see what we come up with. Opponent reveals a Lurrus again, so no ley lines from them. This doesn't have a Bazaar. It does have an awesome looking swamp, so let's mulligan that. Yeah, This is the sort of hand I think we can be happy with. What do we bottom out of this? Is it just like a red lizard? I think so. So red lizard can go holding the green one just in case we need green cards. Opponent plays a pearl, a jet, a saga. 3 cards left in hand. They mulliganed again, and they buy a Lurrus. Okay, now it's over to me, and I've got a wasteland. Hmm. So I think this turn I can play the Bazaar of Baghdad. I can activate it, discarding the 2 cards I draw. Yeah, still that. So Urborg and Wasteland, right? Yeah. So Lizard, Urborg, Wasteland. They've got 4 cards in hand. One of them is a Lurrus. Let's cast a Hollow One. Let's cast a Black Lotus. Just try and sneak things through in a strange order. Cast a Hollow One. And cast a Null Rod. My opponent did have the Force of Will. So they're going to get an activation out of their Saga, which is a bit frustrating. But we'll get to Wasteland it next turn. I could have just wasted this turn. I could have just gone Waste Lotus Null Rod. But never mind. They've got a Wasteland of their own. They've got a Lurrus in hand. Let's Wasteland them. They're going to make a 3/3. And we're going to send with our goons. So that's 8. They've still got mana though, so that's going to be the issue for us. Underground Sea. Lurrus +1 mystery card. Mana Crypt. Wow, what a draw. So Lurrus, but nowhere to go with it. I'm going to just crunch for 8, I think. Yeah. They trade and go to 7. They win the flip. They attack with Lurrus. Which means I'll get to attack with my Lizard. So Saga, okay. It's a Swamp, so I'm going to play that. And I'm going to concede, I think. I'm going to lose now, aren't I? It's annoying. Saga was a... They had some good draws, but hey ho. Such is life. So they've lost a flip. Lurrus is going to get them back up to 5. That's a Vengevine. So I think we have to stop attacking now so that they can't attack us. And let's see what they do with their Saga. They're going to have some very big creatures. The Lurrus can't attack. We need them to lose 2 consecutive flips. And they didn't lose the first one, so that's real awkward. Okay, so Urza Saga happens, and Urza Saga's just going to take over the game at that. Yeah. Okay. So I'm sure there's some things we could have done differently there. I think we could have sequenced turn one differently. Um, Maybe I didn't want to attack on that turn. I attacked for 8 and they swung back with the Lurrus after trading. But we did put them in a spot here where they had to win a flip, right? So they've got a manifold key. That's going to push through 9 points of damage, or 6 points of damage at least, unless they just top deck Time Vault in this whole thing. We've got a top deck to Walk. Okay. Walk's fine. We'll chop block with our Lizard. And then now they need to lose 2 consecutive flips, right? So I don't think I'm actively dead this turn. Now they've just won all of their flips. So never mind. Yeah, now they gain life. Cool. Next game, on the play this time. So I think I'll bring the grease back in. I don't know what for. Please don't ask me that question. Because they had Opal, I assume they're like a PO build. So maybe I can be dropping these therapies. I know they're a combo with my Poxwalkers and stuff, but never mind. I think I'll drop the Swamp. And that way I've got Grease and Vigors. So maybe this is how I wanted to be constructed beforehand. I haven't got that many black cards actually when you cut the therapies. Just 12 and 12. Ah, well. We'll see. We'll see. So we need another hand like we had in game one. What does this do? Turn 1 Bowmaster, turn 2 Poxwalkers. Is that even good? Don't think so. No. It's better than this shit. Let's go down. No. I'll go to 5. Still just nonsense, really. Let's keep Chalice, let's keep Norrod. Bazaar. Cool. Looking for lizards. There's a lizard. 1. I think I'm going to hold Bazaar and Wasteland. I think I'm going to discard the Bowmaster here. So I get 4 power on turn 1, so it's basically like having a Vengevine, or a Hollow one, I guess, because it's summoning sick. I think Vigor's better than Bowmaster. I'm expecting them just to waste us here. Yeah. And if they've got Moxen, they've got Moxen, but no Moxen for them. Another Bazaar of Baghdad for us. Saving something I'm interested in. I'm just going to play a Wasteland this turn. Try and build up some discard equity, whilst also being insulated against Tabernacle and Saga. So we'll get in for 4. Opponent plays another Wasteland and a Sensei's top. Okay. No Moxen from the opponent, so let's go and take a look ourselves and see what we can come up with. Hopefully a bit more pressure. Let's play a Bazaar and activate now. Don't know how much I care about this Lotus. Do I care about the Vigor? No, I don't think so. I think I'll get rid of the spells, play, and just hold the lands. Because now I've got another Bazaar. That's going to force them to. That's going to force them to wasteland me. And I've got another wasteland to. So when they start producing sagas, we've got them covered. Actually, we could be playing with fire here, but. Or do we want to wasteland their wasteland? Maybe that's good. Because I've got a wasteland for a saga already. And if we get tabbed, we get tabbed. That's fine. Just means that they don't get to use their top. They don't get to wasteland my Bazaar. So maybe in that case, I want to hold the Lotus and discard this Bazaar. If we're getting in for 5 next turn, I've got 3 wastelands in a row. That's cool. So I've got 2 Bazaars in a row. So, or 3 Bazaars in a row. So both of us equally as unlucky as each other. I still think I'm supposed to be activating sorcery speed here, like this, because this can hit Lizard Vengevine or something like that. Can hit Grief Vigor. Yeah, alright, I'll just call my Wasteland. Let's get in for 5. Now let's present lethal. Opponent forces the hollow one, pitching a Force of Will. So they've just got a top and 4 cards. 5 cards after draw step. A 6th card if they want to activate this top. Then blind flipping the top would be like the nuts, right? That'd be amazing. So they've got Saga. This is going to be a point where they deploy lots of Moxen. Yeah. So I'm just going to flip. I don't think there's any reason not to. Oh, and that's a cracking draw. So we send them to 1. We can just play Wasteland and pass, right? I don't think there's anything they can do. I don't think so. Like 1 Saga token's not enough here. The Bowmaster's annoying. Yeah, this beats Tabernacle, and I can beat a Saga token. They can't tap the Mana Vaults, they'll just die the following turn. So yeah, let's see how this goes. There's obviously good arguments to wasteland the Urza Saga there. That's a Tundra. And it's like a PO. No, 5 mana. What can you be doing at 5 mana? Oh, top. So yeah, it's PO. Right, fine. They could have done all of this anyway, so nothing from us. Opponents at 1. They're drawing 3 cards off of this PO. They've tapped both their lands. We can beat Tabernacle at Pendule Vale. We've got 6 cards. We can't beat Vault Key. Well, we can beat the Vault that we know they've got, but we can't beat Time Vault. So I feel like we're in a good spot. And this was off of the back of just a 1 Lizard and 1 Poxwalkers, which is quite nice. We've seen two good games with Pox, or 2 good showings from Poxwalkers in this match. And then, oh, they have found some stuff. They found some gas to cook with. And Sensei's top. So they've still got another PO available. This time it'd be for 5 if they want it. Oh, they're activating though, so that doesn't sound like a PO for 5, does it? And they've conceded the match. So we're 1-0 with Black Bazaar. I'll see you for round 2. Okay, round two. We're up against Sprouts. We're going to be on the draw this game. This hand does nothing. So let's mulligan that. We've got a Bazaar. We've got a turn two Null Rod. They've revealed a Lurrus. I think they're usually a PO gamer anyway, so let's keep this hand. And I think we'll bottom the Cabal pit for now. So, stay done. Pass the turn with a prayer to be allowed a first turn, really. I think that's the main joke. So, a Ruby from the opponent into a Lorien revealed. Reveals a Tundra. And they play a Tundra. And they play a Jet. They'll pass to us. We'll draw a hollow one. So we'll lead on the Bazaar of Baghdad and get Bowmastered. Sounds legit. Oh, no Bowmasters from them. Bowmasters for us, though. So let's discard Lizard. Lizard Wasteland Bazaar. That sounds pretty aggro. Kind of like it, though. Lizard Wasteland Bazaar, holding cast hollow one. Next turn I can go Urborg Null Rod. The following turn I can go Strip Mine Bowman. I like it. I like the idea. So yeah, I like it. I like the plan. Let's cast our hollow one. So we've got some threats. Hollow one might just get plowed, and I think I'm fine with that. Yeah, oh no, it got forced pitching Flusterstorm. Okay, so that's cool. So that's eaten the. As long as we don't get wasted, we get a turn two Null Rod now, unless they had double force, obviously. But so Wasteland is a bit annoying. 2 cards in hand for the opponent, and they've got a Lurrus for the Dream Den to buy into hand. So I think we will grief them. I like that draw. I'm going to grief them. Mana Crypt, Lavinia, Lurrus. So we'll just take. I could just take. Yeah, I think I just have to take Lurrus, right? Yeah. Yeah, no real questions about that. So let's just take Lurrus, play an Urborg. Oh, I think we just have to fade them drawing something good this turn. Like by that I mean like a white or blue source. No plays. So now, oh, that's even better. Now I get to cast a Jet, play a Strip Mine, cast a Null Rod. And then this is one of those newer dynamics of Vintage, right? I say newer, it's been around for a while. It's just, do I want to waste this Strip Mine on this Tundra? They plow my Lizard, yeah, sure, whatever. I think I let them have the Tundra, to be honest with you. I think Saga is more of a problem for me than a Tundra. So obviously they can just draw Lavinia at any time, or draw a land and cast Lavinia at any time. I think I'll hold that. So I want discard equity if I draw Bazaar of Baghdad. So they're paying costs. They're going to probe me. They're up to 4 cards in hand. One of them's Mana Crypt, one of them's Lavinia. And they've got a Wasteland, so that's cool for them. My Urborg is fixing them pretty hard for their Bowmasters here. They're going to cast a Merchant Scroll, which I imagine will just get an Ancestral. And then we'll have perfect information on their hand. Yeah, that's got an Ancestral. So I think that's going to get me to strip them. I get a draw step though. Grief. Yeah, let's get rid of this. So now they can't cast spells, nor can I, so let's just yield this turn. And it's back to me, nice. Green Lizard, pass the turn. So one of the things that we don't have in this deck is Noxious Revival, which is obviously like a big liability in spots like this when I'm like kind of just drawing to Bazaar Baghdad and that's it. They're up to 5 cards in hand now. Wasteland. I guess I'll play it. See if I just play out lands, so eventually I can maybe just cast a Grief, I guess. They have not still not drawn Lorien Revealed, and we'll learn about Lorien Revealed straight away because it will give them a. Well, that's a good draw. It'll give an Ancestral. So let's hold on to this Bowmaster for a moment because we know they're holding Ancestral. This is it's interesting, isn't it? How we've been able to against these Lurrus decks grind a little bit more than we usually do. I think I'm going to hold the Bowmaster a bit longer, so if I can get it in response to an Ancestral, that's great. Or if I can grief it through, that's also great. I mean, that was just like the nut low. So yeah, I don't know, kind of interested in holding on to it. They cast a Mox Pearl so that they don't have to discard to hand size. I think, yeah, I think the moment I draw, I think I'm going to wait until I can grief this through before I deploy it. More non-black cards, but I think that was something I flagged earlier, is my actual lack of black cards. So opponent has decided to think this turn, which is never great for us. And they found a Lorien. So that's going to unlock their blue mana. I wouldn't be surprised if they just get basic island here if they play one. No, they got an underground sea. The underground sea was already a swamp, so that's cool. And we've got this Bowmaster, which could be a nasty surprise, depending on when they deploy the thing. Okay, still nothing for us. Just one black card, that's all I was asking for, really. And they're going to Ancestral now, and I'm going to respond with my Bowmaster. I'm imagining they've got Force now, that's why I want to just grief it through, because so many turns have been by, but okay, no. So nothing right now. And now they're Ancestral, and I get to Bowmaster them a bunch, so that's cool. Nice, yeah. I wasn't expecting that to get through. I was expecting that to get Force of Willed. But we've now got like pressure and stuff. So, and we've got a Wasteland for a Saga. Spire of Industries. Have they found an answer to Null-Rod? Do they have a main deck answer to Null-Rod? I don't know. I don't know these lists very well, to be honest with you. That's a Time Walk, okay. Time Walk's good for you. And Nihil Spellbomb, that's fine. I'm not using that zone anyway, and you can't activate it. So could just be that they've got an academy, so they deploy lots of stuff, walk into an academy, and have more mana than you can imagine. So DT, Saga, Wasteland, my Wasteland, Sol Ring. Okay. I would really like a black card. Nope. Okay, in we go. So that's some damage. But now they're going to start spitting out Saga tokens, which will be pretty thick. Turn 14 is quite late into the game. That's just an observation I have. So Bazaar of Baghdad. Nice. So they can make one blocker. They could have a Bowmaster, but I don't care. Let's play this. Let's draw 2 cards. I need a black source. A black creature, I mean. I didn't hit that, but I did hit 2 lizards. So that's good. Don't think I've got any Poxwalkers at this point. No, they have not shown up today. So let's cast this. Yeah. So how much does this get through for me? Gets through 5, puts them to 2. I think it's something I'm interested in doing. They're gonna have 2 blockers next turn. I'm gonna have a lot of attackers. So yeah, that's my turn over. I've played my land for the turn. Norod doing the Lord's work. They eat the army token. They take 5 and go down to 2. Lurrus is gone, remember, so it's difficult for them to gain life. They'd have to plow one of their own tokens at some point or something like that to stay alive. But the current board, obviously that's not doesn't mean much, but the current board is going to be lethal through the Saga stuff. A really sick thing here is they can make a token, make a land drop. Oh, they haven't done that. I was going to say they could make a token, make a land drop, play the Lavinia from hand that we know about, and then that would be the blockers to stay alive. It looks like they're going down a different route where they need the Spire of Industry. So Sensei's top. Oh, they got the Hairworm Mite. So that does the same thing, right? And we get to use our Cabal Pit to be awesome. Go on, make it work. Oh, hang on, no. When this dies, they gain life, don't they? Awkward. So is there another way through for us? I can activate my Bazaar of Baghdad and still have. I can't kill the Haywire Mite. Let's activate Bazaar. They've got 4 cards, one onto Lavinia. That wasn't very good. Powder, powder, Vengevine. Powder, powder, Vengevine. And then what? And then what's the play? Because if I attack with everyone, you take 1. No. Okay. I could just kill the Haywire Mite. That doesn't seem to do much either. I kind of don't want to deploy the Cabal Pit because then they might just wasteland it. But if I deploy the Cabal Pit, I can just hardcast a Grief next turn. They go to 4. Doesn't look like I can attack, does it? So let's just play the pit, just in case we want to hardcast a grief next turn. Let's roll out another null rod just to back up null rod. And then I think I just pass the turn. And now I've got an answer to Lavinia online. I don't know, that was tough. I really needed that to be like a Bowmaster or something like that. Or just another creature would have worked, right? So, unfortunately, we give the turn back to them. But they've got 2 and 11/11s. The triggered ability on Might. Yeah, it took me a while to see the Might. I was trying to work out what they got with Saga, and I wasn't looking at the creature section. So, they've got a Wasteland. Wow. Wasteland my Bazaar of Baghdad, okay. And then they play Lavinia. Sure. So what can I do? I can top deck a Bowmaster, I guess, is the play. Cabal Pit. Hmm. They're still at 2. We've been through 3 of our own Bazaars. I can just kill Lavinia. I think I'll play a Pit. I can kill any of these at any time I want to. But I can also just chill and cast Griefs over the next 2 turns. And if next turn I draw a black creature, then I could just bring back a Vengevine at the same time. They deploy a Sapphire into play. And we've got to assume that they've got a second plow at this point, right? They're on 27 cards in deck. Oh, that's cool. So that means I don't even have to. So I'm going to cast a Grief this turn. I don't have to Legend Rule my Urborg. This is a menacing 3/2. Opponent gets to have some thinking time. These have been some sloggy games so far. Opponent forces down to 1 life, pitching PO down to 1 card in hand. So that's cool. I can't attack this turn. If they don't put anything else on the board, I can attack next turn for the win after pitting a Lavinia. No, because they're going to have plow, aren't they? Let's be real. So a white and 1 from the opponent makes an Oswald Fiddlebender. More guys in play. Still no attacks on the construct front. I can't think of artifacts I'm scared of from Oswald, so I think I'm just going to go for the Grief. Oh, hang on, is that wrong? Right, likelihood of them playing Fatal Push main deck. So I can just go pit, pit, pit Lavinia, pit Fiddlebender, attack 4 creatures into. Look. Okay, their most recent list didn't have anything. I think I'm still gonna. I don't know. I'm just gonna go grief, a grief and a prayer. I think they've got 1 card in hand. I don't think they can get anything off the Fiddlebender. We'll take your mana crypt, pass the turn, and next turn it will just be Cabal Pit, attack, sort of thing. That's the plan. I could have killed them then just by fiddle bending the Cabal Pitting the two twos. I don't know what they can tutor for here. They're going to get dirty with both tokens. I'm going to chump block with my Basking. They've had one turn to draw a card. And they concede. I could have won last turn, but I went with the grief instead. But hey ho, that was cool. This is quite fun. This is quite fun. I think I'm going to bring in Feed the Swarms and Vigors this time. And I think I'm going to cut the therapies again. I'm struggling with the therapies in their just general application, I think, at the moment. The Swamp I don't think matters too much. And then I need 3 cuts from here. The issue being I like all my cards. So I think Grease on the draw are difficult, but they are kind of cool. And then I can just trim one thing somewhere. Maybe another land. No, my lands are busted. One more grief. All the griefs. Keep my swamp. Cast Feed the Swarms on Lurrus, Lavinia, Bowmaster, and Saga. Let's give it a go. We're here to learn about the different cards that we've registered today. So, yeah, I'm not sure how it's going to go, but we will see. I'm quite excited. These games have been big slugs, but you know, it's 2 games against or 2 matches against the best deck in the format, right? So it's cool to see how we come up against that. I'm going to keep this hand. We've got ourselves a Bazaar of Baghdad. Or 2. So Sapphire, top, Tundra, pass. This was Bazaar. We're looking for an Urborg, really. It's a hollow one. So let's discard Vengevine. Vengevine Bazaar Wasteland? What does that sound like? Or do I just discard to Feed the Swarm? And what are the Wastelands? I think that one. Feed the Swarm and Wasteland. And let's cast our hollow one. If they plow me, they plow me. If they don't plow me, I've got a hollow one. So over to them. They're probably going to look with top and plow sorcery speed, I'd expect, but I don't know. Actually, I trust Sprouts to play their deck better than I would trust me to play their deck, to be honest. So yeah, no plays just yet. Opponent's thinking. Okay, opponent thought for a while and then plowed me end step. On to their next turn. Looks like they've got Lavinia. Oh, no, it's an Oswald. Okay. Oswald into Wasteland. Wasteland by Bazaar of Baghdad. And I draw a Lotus. So let's go with Wasteland, Lotus, crack for black, and cast a Bowmaster. Bowmaster hits them. Sorcery Speed Bowmaster is difficult just because it's so face up as a bait spell, but we'll do what we can. And that gets through. Okay. Opponent's turn. Oswald can obviously do stuff this turn. I think he can turn this Sapphire into a Needle, for example. He can turn this Sapphire into, I don't know what removal you can get for 1 mana. Portable Hole, there we go. That was cool. And it takes out the Null Rod. Wow. Sick. So I'm gonna go with Bazaar of Baghdad and hope to just hit another lizard, Hollow One, or Poxwalker, I guess. Hollow One, fine. So say goodbye to our lands. Let's cast this. Now we get a Vengevine. And oh, that portable hole was awesome. That was so cool. And now I'm going to attack them for 1 billion damage. And I think I'm just going to waste this Tundra. Am I going to waste this Tundra? Wasting Tundra means they can't tutor stuff. Let's give it a go. I don't think they play Tabernacle. I don't know. It means they can't do Oswald stuff. They flip with top. We ping their face. And we win the match. Sickening. Amazing. See you for round 3. Okay, here we are for round 3 up against 0 mana, who has revealed Lurrus. Well, go them. So, we're going to powder this hand. Man, imagine if this powder was a Bazaar. It'd be so sick. Such a sick hand. We've been therapying them, everything. Getting back our Poxwalkers. Never mind. But 3 Lurrus decks in a row. Obviously not the most varied league, but genuinely my experiences in the challenges recently. So it's nice to test against that sort of thing. Let's mulligan down to 6. We've got a Bazaar, we've got a Grief, so that means we're locked up for a turn 1 Vengevine, provided no turn 1 Needles. So this was a 6-card hand, so I'm going to bottom this Cabal Pit. And it's over to the opponent. So Misty Rainforest, Sapphire, please no Lavinia. They were on a Malta 6, so taking a look at the top of my deck. Hopefully the hand is just kind of like nonsense Lorians and stuff like this, but yeah. Ooh, ooh, no Lavinia. They're up to 4 cards after their bauble trigger. And we draw a Poxwalkers that they know about. Holy hell, what a hand. So, do we grief them first? I guess so. Grief you. I can't discard all of these cards. I just don't have enough discards. They've got 4 cards in hand. Nobody cares about your Orcish Bowmasters, mate. Look at all of my cards, you know. So they hit me with the Bowmen, but the Bowmen were going to hit me anyway, so that's fine. I get the Grief. Grief you. Force of Will. Dress down Lorien. Should take their Force of Will, I guess, or their Lorien. Lorien helps them develop their mana. Dress down. Maybe I just take Dress. Maybe I just take. I think I take Lorien. Yeah, I think I'm just taking Lorien so that they can't develop their mana quite as well. Now we'll play a Bazaar of Baghdad and activate it. It's probably just dump threats into play here. Okay. Yeah. Poxwalkers, Lizard, Vengevine. They get to ping me twice. Let's cast this. I get a Poxwalkers and a Vengevine. Now I think I just grief them again and take their dress down. Let's attack first. Grief them. Take their dress down. Untap. Strip your sea. You're really far away from Lurrus. You're really far away from progress. I've got the better battlefield. I think that makes sense, right? I think that makes sense. We've got a fade one draw step that way. They just take the 4. I'm just going to cast another grief. I could sandbag this grief for when I want to reanimate this. Oh, hang on. What's going on? That's so weird. Yeah. I'm going to take their dress down. We've got a fade one draw step. This means that they can't cantrip and they can't turn off my guys. We know they're holding a force of will and a force of will only. They draw a bauble. They bauble me. I'm going to attack them for 7 next turn with both of these 2 bigger creatures. They draw a card. Bowmasters. Let's attack for 7. Bang, bang. Paying costs. Not ideal. They drew a Bowmaster again. Fuck. Okay. They kill my little lizard. I don't think that matters. When I said fade one draw step, that wasn't really like what I had in mind. They get to learn about Death Touch, cool ability. They know about my Bowmasters. I'm going to strip their Underground Sea. And this is going to be the board state for the rest of the game, hopefully. Strip mine, sure. I'm not activating my Bazaar into that double Bowmaster, so is the strip mine actually good? Yeah, I don't know either. Opponent and I agree on that much. So they're getting dirty. Are you stripping me? No. I draw a null rod. Let's attack for 4. Yeah, because they want to buy Lurrus at some point, don't they? I can't activate this Bazaar into them anyway. So they want to get to the point where they're buying Lurrus into play. Paying costs again. Like, it's fine if you don't pay costs throughout this game. I appreciate that. I'm saying they're paying costs. How are they paying costs? They do have 2 mana in their Lurrus deck. they should be allowed to draw spells. I've drawn spells, so I'm at 14. They're at 7. They've held one dude back though, which is quite exciting. I can't cast that, can I? No. So let's attack. Are you chumping this turn? No, just chilling. We'll pass. And I can obviously activate my Bazaar of Baghdad, but it gives them a 4/4. I take 4. They're cycling a Lorien. They've got a Force of Will in hand that we know about. They've just drawn a Tundra. Gross. I mean, they've drawn Plough as their other card. Seal of Cleansing, that doesn't do anything. And now they've got to start chump blocking, which is like our favorite thing. They're getting in with 1. Urborg wins. Serum Powder. So this turn I attack for 4. They chump block. Next turn, they buy Lurrus. I attack. They chump block. I activate Bazaar of Baghdad. So they're holding Force of Will. We need them to not top deck Lotus. We need them to preferably not top deck a land either, because then they get to strip mine me with a Bowmaster in play. But Mother, that was the worst. Was the worst. Okay, no, they tap their strip. Sick. Because if they activate that, go to 2, buy Lurrus with their lands, strip mine me, then I've got no sort of post-combat nonsense here. Urborg still wins the game. Urborg wins the game. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. What a top deck. I mean, I still feel really good about my spot here because I'm pretty sure they're holding Force of Will. Yeah, because I attack for 4. I activate Bazaar of Baghdad. Right, they block. So if I don't top deck the Urborg, I attack, they block. I activate Bazaar, I discard Therapy. Therapy, you name Lurrus, bring back a Poxwalker, you're dead next turn. So I was still pretty good. Still felt pretty good about that spot. I'm gonna do the same as last time. Bring in these guys. I'm still gonna think about how I'm not too pleased with my sideboard. Yeah. So I take out the Griefs and the Swamp, and then I bring the Swamp back in. That's what I've been doing, isn't it? Yeah. So this is Feed the Swarm's a nice answer to the Bowmasters, the Lavinia, the Containment Priest, blah blah blah. But yeah, this is sick. This is good fun. This is going better than I thought. Okay, here we are again against 0 mana. Well, they had more than that last game. Like I feel like you should play a deck like this if you're gonna have Ease and it as 0 mana. But that's that's I think different to what we're here to do today. Today we're going to be putting Poxwalkers into play with this Bazaar, provided that there are no needles from our opponent. So going forward, things we need to think about with this deck are the aggressively low counts for pitch spells. That's come up a couple of times as issues for us. It looks like we're going to be wasting that Saga on 1. Yeah. I'm going to do that at sorcery speed. Think. They're going to cycle a Lorien, and it's everybody's favorite story. Cool. Yep. So Tundra got. Oh, Tundra could mean Containment Priest. Do I just want to waste this Tundra straight up? No, because I still hear about the containment priest, don't I? In response to my Poxwalkers. How distressing. Um, no needle is cool. Let's just send it. Ah, my depression is very real. So like, I wanted to do the Poxwalker thing. I don't think I can, in good conscience, do the Poxwalker thing. Like, so I can make arguments about this Force of Vigor card here, right? Is that something I want to do? Is that a road I want to go down? Could be. This is my green card. That's why I discarded the Poxwalker. I feel like it's pretty thin arguments, to be honest with you. Um, yeah, you're not my dad. So yeah, now they can just go Bowmaster, kill your payoff, but that's fine. We're just having a look, seeing what it's like. We've got a mental misstep for some ancestrals. We've got Vigor for Saga, Vigor for Needle. We've got some very questionable logic to get to that point, but it feels good. It feels like we could be doing something. Two lizards on the stack. I'm expecting Containment Priest, but they might not have Containment Priest, right? Because otherwise maybe they would have led like that early. Okay, no, they've got it. Cool. Good. Right, so Poxwalker's going to exile. I've got a. This isn't a you may. This just happens. So wave goodbye. Thanks, Poxwalkers. You were great. And we do get the two lizards, so they can't get in and out with the Containment Priest here. They've got 4 cards in hand. We've got a misstep for Ancestrals. Yeah, no, I feel like we're in an okay spot. Maybe not the best spot in the world, but we're in a spot which isn't miserable. We're an Urborg away from deploying Bowmasters, but then maybe so are they. So that's our turn. Opponent takes theirs. They go on tap, draw up to 5 cards from them, and I will be aggressively figuring Saga triggers here, I think. Hopefully no wastelands, but you know, this is what their deck does. Tabernacle at Pendrel Vale. Okay. Talk to me. Seal of Cleansing. Sure. Go to end step. Vigor these. Do you have a Force of Will? Because you certainly need one. You do need one. Oof. Wow. Shame about that priest. Opponent's got 3 cards, and I've got 5. So Wasteland, Wasteland your Tundra. I think I can chill on a Bazaar activation for now. My cards will do something. Their hate piece is dead. They've got a Tabernacle 4 cards after their draw step. So they play a Bauble, and they Bauble me. Cool. And I think I'll be interested in activating unless my top card's exactly Urborg. They're on 4. We draw up to 5 for our turn. My top card's a Serum Powder. Right, let's get into it. Let's get into it indeed. So, how does this work? Discard Vigor Misstep Bowman. Cast a Lotus. Lotus for black mana, cast a Serum Powder. Cast a Hollow One. You'll go. Ding, ding, ding. Okay. Threats, mana, Bazaars. An opponent passes a turn with just a Tabernacle in play. We're 5 attacks away from doing the thing. You see, Serum Powder has an ability. 3 mana rocks in the vintage format. Talk to me. Black Source. I'm so unlucky. So attack for 4. This is cool. Yeah. Opponent's got 5 cards in hand, but we're all about one thing, and it is hollow for now. So Tundra probably needs Plow. That was a distressing draw. We really were hoping that it would be like, 1 to 2 more turns before they got anywhere. Pithing Needle names Serum Powder would be the funniest shit ever. My misstep's gone. Go on, name the Serum Powder. Be a hero. That was a shame. So we'll pay our 1. That's a Vengevine. We cannot activate this Bazaar of Baghdad, so I imagine we're getting plowed next turn. I know, Powder. Pithing Needle doesn't work on Powder, does it? That's the Revoker. Never mind. They weren't able to be cool. So baubles happen. Ancestrals himself. Flooded Strands. Up to 5 cards in hand with the tab rolling. My Bazaars are dead, so we're just on Urborgs and stuff for now. Urborg is sick because it means I can just deploy the whole Bowmaster. And they'll all be in play. So, yeah. Opponent fetches. Don't know what they fetch in this spot, whether it's going to be Tundra for Plow or if it's going to be like a Black Source to get that rolling. So, Underground Sea. Yeah, you draw a card. That's fine. I pay 1. Urborg. No. I attack for 4. It's hard for me to believe that they're not going to come up with something here. It seems very unlikely that they can have 7 cards in hand in this position and none of them be playable, So that's a Saga down for them. And no more plays. We pay the 1. And now they plow us. And now we draw a lizard. And I think I'm good to let this one go, really. Bowmasters. Okay, but then they're not making tokens. So maybe I do have outs instead. Yeah, no tokens coming down. Okay. We play on. We're drawing to Urborg again. Saga takes up to 2. Opponent cruising. Lorien revealed, right? Gets another underground sea. And they attack for 2. I go to 21. They're at 7. Vigor unlocks a lot for us. Urborg unlocks a lot for us. So Urborg. What time does one want to do this? Do I want to do it now? Do I want to do it later? I don't know. I guess I'd do it in combat. Bam. I'm going to do it now, actually. They've got a force of will. Pitching force of will. So I imagine that Vamp is going to be like a Vault Key kill or something. Or a Lotus. They pay with the Tabernacle, which now produces mana on the army token at least. They locked themselves into paying in another way, yeah, and then they make a token. This could be a really hard game to close. I'm not sure how we close it. Yeah, tough. I don't know what game we're in. 2, 3, 1. Who knows? I've got figures. It's at least game 2. They get Soul Ring, a Wasteland. Wasteland my Urborg. Wasteland my Urborg. Okay. Soul Ring Lantern. Yeah, no, that's cool. Um, Difficile. No cards in hand for the opponent. I exile my Urborg. So Vigor is what we draw to again, and we've got 2 of those in 40. Not great odds, but they are some odds at least. Another Urborg lets me cycle Hollow One, which isn't the dream, but it's certainly something. Another Urborg. What did I say? Urborg lets me cycle Hollow One. That's it. I think I can do that on their end step. So what did they vamp for? They got no cast in hand, and they cast their vamp earlier. They vamp for Soul Guide Lantern. So they pay 3. So yes, Soul Ring and Tab will cover their creatures from now on. I'm going to cycle once they've attacked. I think. Yeah, otherwise they just take like infinite damage. They draw for the turn, and this is the first turn where they might be able to buy a Lurrus, which is nice for them. They buy a Lurrus. Cool. So I actually think I want to let them attack, and I cycle now. Because if I hit a Vigor, I only take 1 more point of damage. If I hit a Vigor, I get to trade with a Bowmaster. I don't hit a Vigor, so I just take an extra point of damage. Cool. That's fine. I take some damage. I go to 10. I'm very dead soon. Pass to me. Bazaar of Baghdad. Right, I think we can wrap this one up and go to the next game. So, do I just want Greece for something? I'm still unsure about my sideboarding strategies. I like Feed the Swarm just in general as a card that we can play. All the lizards, figures. You know, I think I like where we're at. Maybe I don't love cutting Greece in matchups, but I think where we are is fine. I think the swamp is always good just to try and get us that 2 mana where we need for our 2 spells. What does this hand do? Not quite anything. And mulligan. So this is the same thing, right? A lot of nothing. So we'll powder this one. We'll keep the Lotus in our deck. Bowmaster, Vengevine, Bazaar. Yeah, we keep. We play the Bazaar. We activate the Bazaar. So powder, Vengevine, Bowmasters is going to be the drops from me. I know I don't have a Vigor open now, so we need to ignore all the arguments we made to putting the Poxwalkers into play earlier on. But I've just kept a little bit of everything here. Mana, Vigors, Null Rods. Like Mox Jet would be a really nice draw. Where were you? Where were you? Okay, could be tough here then, because our hand doesn't do anything. That one Bazaar activation that we got didn't really sculpt it in a way that we would like. Opponent plays a Bauble. Bauble's me. Plays a Saga. Means they're going to deploy Mox as well. Sol Ring, sure. I'd like a green card then. Manifold Key, yeah. Manifold Key untaps the Sol Ring. Passes the turn. Land or green card? Land, sure. We're going to take 2. I'm expecting opponents to have Force of Will, because we've not put them to any sort of test just yet. They're going to float the mana, cycle a Lorien. Get themselves a Tundra. And their artifacts are dead for now. So a nice little bit of card advantage for us to pull this game back into something resembling our favor. We're going to be able to deploy a Bowman if there's no nonsense from the opponent. They are paying some costs at the moment by the looks of things. They could have the portable hole as well, like the last opponent, but I think this is a slightly different deck. Shame that they didn't wait for me. So I would have liked to Bowmaster that. So Saga's going to be able to get them an artifact on 1. Would it just be a needle for Bazaar preemptively? Or do they think they've covered that aspect of the deck? Brainstorm resolves. 5 cards in hand for the opponent. Comes back to me. And I hit Strip Mine. So let's strip something. Let's strip the Saga. Just don't let them resolve it. Means they don't get their shuffle for their brainstorm. Let's pass the turn. And it's on to them. They've got another saga. Wow. So now we need green cards again. And they're going to walk. Brilliant. So hopefully walking into like a buy Lurrus or something like that. I don't know. I don't know what's good for me here, you know. Saga goes up to 2. They've got Scalding Tarn. And then they're just going to pass the turn, right? Oh no, they're going to fetch straight away. Gets an Underground Sea. Plays a Bowmaster. Wow. That's going to be awkward. So I'm going to play a Bowmaster now. We've got 3 cards in hand. It's painful for us because it's like we're working under an Ancient Tomb. So we'll kill their Bowmaster. They might have a Plow. Plow would be good for them. Yeah, they plow my Bowman. So we've both got little 1/1s. They have got an Urza Saga. So I'll likely be cycling this hollow one to try and get the Saga gone. It's another Noah Rod. Let's cycle this. I need to do something. No. That's annoying. So they're going to get token, which could be of decent size. Could be a 4/4. The hopes and dreams come crushing down. Oh, flashing in a Bowmaster. Okay. So not at all interested in the Saga tokens, although they would have been faster. Just all about the Bowmen. But I can pit the Bowmasters. They've got a cage. Cage is fine, I think. Not too stressed about that. Okay, I take 2, I go to 12. And then a Vigor. Okay. So I'll pass the turn to them. They still haven't bought Lurrus. What have they got? Another Bowmaster. Wow. So what if I Vigor? So I need to Vigor to get the pit online. So I think I Vigor these 2. And then I can pit the 1/1, the 2/2 token, or just the Bowmaster itself. I think I pit the 2/2 token to try and kill to slow them down. I take 1 this turn. I need to draw another black source to activate the other pit. So they've got tokens. We don't have anything like Fury, Sickening Shoal, nothing like that. So I think we're really thin on the ground for outs here. But we're working with what we've got. A black source would be cool. It's a Bazaar. That's really rough. So how much damage is that? 4. So I'd go to 5. But if I hit another creature, then I get a Vengevine in play for blocking. I'm going to do it. I did not hit a creature. Shit. Oh, it's so bad for us. That's so bad for us. None of these cards do anything. At least I get a chump blocker for a turn on the 5/5. So I'm going to take 4 here, then I'm going to take 2. Oh, brutal. No Poxwalkers in my graveyard, is there? No, I just needed to hit another one of my like billion lizards that I've got. But I mean, they're all in exile. Okay. Oh no, they weren't actually all in exile. There's only 2 in exile. So I've got a chump blocker for a turn. After this turn, I can't activate Bazaar. Unless they've got the third Bowmaster, at which point we're dead now. Time Twister. That's going to do it. That's going to do it real well. Crunch. Cool. Good games. We're now 2 and I'll concede before they time out. We're now 2 and 1 against Lurrus decks, which is quite cool. Quite happy with that as a first draft record. Obviously, that doesn't mean anything, but it's nice, you know. So let's go to round 4, and I'll see you there. Okay, so we're up against Kenzaburo, who has revealed the Lurrus of the Dream Den. We've got a pretty good looking hand. We're on the draw. We'll keep this. Yeah, looking for any artifact ramp or Urborg, Tomb of Yawgmoth to ramp our Bazaar into 2 mana on turn 2. Got 2 pretty easy discards for the early doors plays. Opponent mulligan to 5, so I'm expecting to get like aggressively needled here. Saga, Emerald, Time Bolt. Wow, we need that artifact ramp, don't we? So strip mine. Strip mine looks like a good place to start. And if I get keyed, if I get naturally done, I get naturally done. But if not, then it will draw us 1 card deeper into our deck anyway, just by the time walk nature of things. They can't Bowmaster us, so we can Bazaar them. So we'll discard Lizards, Powder, cast the Lizard, cast the Hollow one. There's arguments here that on this turn I could have just played a Wasteland and tried to get towards the Norods faster. This could just be a buy Lurrus turn. Get Underground Sea. They've mulliganed low, right? Oof, good grief. Jet, and then buy Lurrus. Then play a Bowman. Okay, cool. Same stuff, different round. Herbal, please. Mental step. Play a Wasteland and attack. They've got 2 cards in hand. They block for the 1/1. They've got a twist, then good on them. They opt not to skip their turn. Soaring. By Lurrus. And pass. Okay. I would like to activate in response, but I'm not going to. Vengevine. Play Cabal Pit, cast a Null Rod. Forces, pitching Lorien. Okay, and we can attack for 4. Opponent's going to play Lurrus, cast a Bauble. That means we'll get to kill Lurrus in our own upkeep. Okay. Unless we want to, I guess getting Lurrus off the board is going to be a really big game. So I think I should do that for a turn and then look at. Oh, I found a Saga. Shit. So they are empty-handed for now. The Bowmaster's going to come into play. I think I've got to kill Lurrus though, that's the problem. Yeah, I'm doing that. Kill your Lurrus. You draw a card. Kill your Lurrus. And now what? If I activate Bazaar, then I think I just attack for 4 while it's good. And then next time I've got no rod. And the very slow grind again against a large token. We need this turn to not be another land from the opponent. They've drawn up to 2 after their draw step here because of the bauble trigger last turn. So we draw another wasteland. Okay. Let's cast Null Rod. They'll make a token. That token is not small. You play another Bowmaster as well. Gross. Do I want to activate in response? Probably. They'll kill this, and they'll kill the army token. Yeah, no, I still think I have to. Urborg feels like it should be good in some way. So I'll Vengevine. You kill my Bowmaster. You kill my token. Now I'm still just gonna wasteland there as a Saga. So that's gonna stop the construct token from doing anything bigger. They're back down to 1 mana, but they're exceptionally far ahead on board. Gross. Yeah, no, outmaneuvered in this one. I think my big decision is the turn I decide to kill Lurrus. And I think I have to kill Lurrus that turn, otherwise it just gets out of control. So I just take 6. And then what can I come up with? Another Norrod. Not what we dreamed of at all. So now my hollow one can trade with the token, or I can chump block the token, kill a Bowmaster, get in another activation. They have a 5/5 that I can't beat. The wheels have fallen off. Oh, the token's too big now. So I think it's gonna have to be kill a Bowmaster, Hail Mary. So let's jump here. Yeah, and it's gonna be like a Hail Mary turn on our turn. Like if the Poxwalkers had turned up, then the 7/7's less of an issue. Cabal Therapy doesn't do anything, does it? Not from here, because I can just discard it and flash it back. So in we go. 5/5. No Poxwalkers in my graveyard to flip around. Yeah. Off to game number 2. So Vigors and Feeds can come in. Grease are going to go again. Therapies are going to go again. So this just seems to be the easiest swap. When the Poxwalkers have shown up, they've been really good, but they've been fairly absent for the last few matches, haven't they? Like the very first turn of the event, maybe it was the second, I can't remember. But they looked real sick there. We've had a few other spots with them, but since then it's been pretty Poxwalker light on our part. The reason I've got the therapies, I've been thinking as we've been playing, I think the therapies could possibly be like Hogax. And that would give me better pitch equity on each side of the Griefs and the Vigors. And the Bowmasters cast the Hogax really nicely. So that's something I've been thinking about. The reason I started on therapy is because with Poxwalkers, you can sacrifice a Poxwalker to a therapy, and the one that you sacrifice will see the therapy go. So your Poxwalker does go away and come back, but it's not like you need 2 to keep going sort of thing. You can just cast 3 therapies, for example, off of 1 Poxwalker. I played a bit of Dredge earlier this week with Poxwalkers, and yeah, it's pretty cool. So yeah, I'll see you down for game 2 in a second. Okay, game 2 against Kenzaburo, and we're on the play. So yeah, these Lurrus decks are always difficult to navigate, but it's been cool. It's been a cool league. They've revealed a Lurrus. Who's surprised? This hand is the Nutlow, but we're going to keep it. They will decide what they do. And this is one of those ones that's always really difficult for me, or not just for me, I guess. I don't know. I find this sort of thing difficult where against these Lurrus decks, you can sort of assume that your first Bazaar is dead, right? So you can just put that one straight to the graveyard, basically. The second Bazaar is good, but they might have a double Wasteland hand, and that's not uncommon because they play 5. They mulligan to 6. The third one, though, is really bad, I believe. But then the second one is also awful if they don't Wasteland you and they just go Saga Needle, So it's just difficult to. There's so many, like there's such a diversity of tools that Lurrus decks use against you that it can be pretty difficult to come up with the winning strategy each time. So we're going to discard Vigor, Pit, Bazaar. And that's like a little bit off the top of everything. We'll cast the Lotus. and pass the turn. Now we've got a bowman that plays around a daze. Well, I'm not expecting many dazes from them. Um, and then, yeah, basic island. Wow, so I don't know. That's the sort of shit that says needle to me. Time walk, okay. So maybe it's like saga. No, let's pass again. So, all right, or just have Modo disconnect from the internet. That was also vibes. Yeah, cool. Um, right. Opponent's turn 2 after their land Mox walk, and they've got the needle. Okay, needle comes down. So second Bazaar looks fantastic now. And Misty Rainforest, and over to me. Cool. So they've got 3 cards in hand. I'm not sure if I should be popping these griefs off out during against them sort of thing, but you know, I got to play another Bazaar of Baghdad. I think that sounds cool. Maybe that's awful. Who knows? I just don't want to completely fix them. I want them to commit to something first. So Saga, that's quite the commitment. It looks like we're just going to get run over by the big man here. They buy Lurrus of the Dream Den and pass. Cool. Or Red Lizard. So they're going to have the fixing for Lurrus already in place. So let's play an Urborg. Let's cast a Powder. And generally accept our fate, I guess. A bit upsetting. So I had all that hope, but I could have rolled out this Bowmaster on 1, but I didn't see the particular appeal in that because I feel like I want my Bowmaster to kill their Bowmaster. They are doing something. They're going to test with herself. So that will get a response out of me. Ping you. And they push me. Okay. I've got a 1/1. You've got 3 new cards. Draw step gets me another Bazaar of Baghdad. I think we can call this one here. They've got a Saga, they've got a Lurrus, they've got 5 cards and a Needle. I know I discarded a Vigor early. That might have been a mistake, but I tried to play around Wastelands. Yeah, I don't know. Probably some decision points that I got wrong there, but kind of pleased so far with our first outing, so I'll see you for the final round. Okay, final round, and it's the true test. The 5 Lurrus round, the 5 Lurrus League. Truly a diverse format. I'm going to mulligan this. We're on the draw against Solid Snake. This is the same. This is the same thing. Cool. We'll keep this. 2 cards go back. So what, just Swamp and Grief, I guess. And we go for maximum powers, maximum high rolls, sort of thing. Opponent mulligan to 6 to bauble themselves. Play out a jet, play out a land, and have Bowmasters open. Yeah, cool. I once again am so disastrously unlucky that I can't do all of the things in one turn. Go Bazaar, activate Bazaar. Oh, nothing from the opponent there. So we'll discard Lizard, Vengevine, Poxwalkers because we're not getting the second activation, the second trigger, and this guarantees the power in play. And then we'll leyline on, oh, not leyline, what's this card called? Chalice of the Void. We'll Chalice of the Void on 1. They got a Containment Priest, no. Brainstorms, cool. Cool. Brainstorms, then probably cycles Lorien. No Bowmasters is nice for us, but we're now exposed to the Bowmaster after like the bit of fixing that they do here. So yeah, an okay start. Hopefully they're on one of the more artifact-centric versions of this deck, and this Chalice can get them good and proper. And then next turn, maybe something like Land Norrod activate is what we'll be looking at. I don't know. But for now, it's a decent start. We'll cast our Root Wallet and we'll get our Poxwalker into play. I think that's what's exciting about these, right? Is that just one lizard now has the opportunity to be the same as a turn 1, or not the same, but similar to a turn 1 hollow one. So they did cycle Lorien, they got Tundra, and now they played a Wasteland, so Rip City. And onto our turn, and we top deck another Bazaar. Let's go. Let's attack though. No Bowmasters. Let's play a Bazaar. And pass. Lorien revealed gets cycled. For another Underground Sea. So just a blue-black version here. So play a Wasteland. They Wasteland me. I'm going to activate just to get wrathed. Oh no, cool. I think Vengevine. So I didn't activate because I didn't want to get completely swept, and then I activated anyway. So I think my sequencing was pretty heinous here. Do I just keep lands? I think I'm going to discard Vengevine, discard Hollow One. Discard Nullrod, yeah. We'll keep the lands because that means we can build up to a Bowmaster or something. Opponent casts a Treasure Cruise and passes the turn. I'm going to play a Strip Mine. And I'm going to activate attack for 4. And this is where the lack of Noxious kind of hurts, right? They've wasted 2 of our Bazaars. We're now kind of struggling for anything good. They've got 6 cards in hand, and all the time, all the spells. Let's play Urborg. We can't cast the Jet into the. We can't cast the Jet headfirst into the Chalice of the Void. They found their own Bowmaster. The game starts to look very, very bad for the home team. So we're on Bazaar or dead, I guess. That's probably where we're at. All that hope and excitement at the beginning of the league, and just comes crashing down later on. So they buy Lurrus into hand, and they attack for 1 and pass the turn. So third Bazaar or Bowmaster. Now seems to be as good a time as any, if you ask me. Kill your Bowmaster. Go ahead. That was awful. What am I doing? Oh, we're so bad at this game. Good Lord. All right, you'll go. So I feel like, yeah, the artifact versions we've been good against. These versions we haven't. So I can Bowmaster, kill the token. I know it's got Force of Will. Okay. We could just hardcast Force of Will. Can I block any of this shit? Trade for the token, I guess. Now they cast Dress Down to draw cards. And they cast a Walk and a Wasteland, and we can go. Right, next game. Right, so maybe we've not been sideboarding great. Maybe we can stay quite black. Just bring in the Feed the Swarms. Dropping one Therapy, one Swamp. And then maybe just one Rod against what I believe is a less artifact-centric version. I don't know. I'll just try something different for the last round. And we'll see how it goes. Okay, round 5, game 2. We're down again against Solid Snake on Lurrus. We're going to be on the play, and we've shifted up our sideboarding strategy slightly. Sithan's cool. Let's see if we can find some Poxwalkers or an Urborg, so an early doors Feed the Swarm or something, or Norrod. So I've been impressed with the pit. I think the pit was quite a cool sort of card to find for this sort of strategy. Didn't find what we wanted, but we did find 3 lizards to pop into play. So there's those guys. And we've got a slow approach to Bowmasters and some good 2-mana plays. So that is tremendously exciting. We'll pass to the opponent here, who's mulliganed down to 6, up to 7 on their draw step. Probes me, the secrets are out, everything's there. Plays an Underground Sea, plays a Needle. Bazaar is deceased. So our turn, we'll play a Cabal Pit. We will attack for 3 and pass the turn. Ding, ding, ding. They're on 5, we're on 5, but our Bazaar's dead. Feed the Swarm not killing artifacts is a little bit upsetting, but I knew it didn't anyway. Looks like they've got a Bowmaster. They're going to Wasteland me or they're going to Bowmaster me. They Wasteland me, cool. I'll play a Cabal Pit. I'll attack for 3. Obviously, one Bowmaster from them just completely cleans us up, but I get a Tundra. Oh, sure, yeah, no. So I really fucked up on sideboarding, didn't I? So I didn't bring in a Vigor, which means this Needle is just in play. So, you know, there's that. There is that. A Slay. Opponent has a Bowmaster. I also have a Bowmaster. Dink, dink. They're going to make a token. Their token will trade with a 1/1. They'll take 1. Who's got the final Bowmaster? They plow mine and they brainstorm. Okay. I'd like another land so I can like hit them with a wasteland and okay, cool. Well, I'd really like another land now so I can just put them back into the Stone Age. Hollow one. Let's feed the Swarm the Saga. No, that was awful. That was really bad. That was really bad because if they counter that, then they get to make a token and the game ends. So no plays from the opponent here. Um, let's wasteland a land. Let's wasteland an underground sea. Opponent has a containment priest. That's fine. Let's cast. Let's play Urborg. And do we cycle Hollow One or do we play Serum Powder? I think we cycle Hollow One. That's a Bowman. So we'll pass the turn. I cycled Hollow One, so I'm trying to get to 7 down in my threshold zone for my Cabal Pit. A Wasteland would do it. A Lotus would absolutely do it. Good lord. So Lotus for green. Cast a Vengevine. A Force of Will the Vengevine. And I'll Cabal Pit the Containment Priest. Get in for 2 points of damage, sending them to 6 with 2 cards in hand and only 1 land in play. Fading a Wasteland this turn would be phenomenal. They bauble, so we're going to upkeep our Bowman. Hit you. Hit you. In we go for lethal. Do you have a plow? No, sick. Nice one. So that was more like it. More disruptive, more back and forth. Cabal Pit, killing Containment Priest will probably be the highlight of my day for the next few weeks as I iterate and play around with this deck. So, Vigors in for Griefs. Is that good? I think so. I think that's fine. I'm not sure about these null rods, but I think Vigors and Griefs, because of the needles, it's just too devastating on us. Although we did win that game, but it was fortunate. So this is a hand of cards. We'll keep this. We'll bottom a powder. We'll say done. We've got Bazaar into Urborg into kill stuff with our Feed the Swarms. They've got a Petal. A Scalding Tarn. Let's just play Bazaar. Let's activate Bazaar. Do you have a Bowmaster on turn 1? You're more than welcome to have one. I can imagine having both Bowmaster and Containment Priest is like a bit of a sweat for them. It's like if you play the Bowmaster, you dink me a 3 sort of thing, and then you just get slaughtered. I can imagine that being a little bit annoying. I think this is going to be discard the 2 lizards. Maybe the figure just goes with it at that point. I think I'm happy with that. And then we'll Chalice on 0. And if we don't get wasted next turn, we'll have Feed the Swarm available. And if they've got Bowmasters, they've got Bowmasters. But here we go. I say here we go. There we go. Chalice on 0. Dunzo. An opponent having a bit of a thought about Chalice of the Void as well, which is fair. That means they won't be able to develop any mocks in this game. Well, for as long as Chalice is in play. So to their end step and no fetch for cycling, just playing spells. Okay, Saga is not Wasteland. Tundra is that's just a walk. DT, wow. DT cracking petal for Needle, sure. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I've got my threats. I've got my Urborg. Urborg, Feed the Swarm. And then attack with 2 lizards. They're on 4 cards. Obviously, just like Containment Priest as a Grizzly Bear is like fucking phenomenal at the moment, but we shall see. That's an island. And they untap. We untap. Let's just attack, I guess. Get priested. And then we'll feed the Swarm the Containment Priest post-combat. So we get like 2 for 1, but we've got to grind through their stuff at some point. We've got to slowly get ourselves up to 7 cards in hand to turn this Cabal Pit on as well. Yeah, this one looks slightly rougher, if I'm honest. Looks slightly worse for us. I could have like not attacked here, I guess. Just let them intercept the priest and then kill it in my own time with 2 lizards. That is not what I ended up doing when clicking the buttons. Opponent is on 3 cards. And we'll pass them up to 4. They've got Seal of Cleansing, which can kill my Chalice, I guess. Oh, straight away. Mox. Key. I guess I want to draw a Vigor here based on how excited they are. So let's cycle like this. It's another Bazaar. Okay. I will play that. And next turn they can buy Lurrus, or they can just time vault me. So yeah, I think things to consider for us going forwards is the Hogaaks. I think they'll be good with the Bowmasters. I think they might be better than the Therapies. They also trigger the Poxwalkers and they pitch to the Vigors. And they're just a big threat, right? Something big to get through the tokens, the middling tokens from Saga, and that sort of nonsense. Time Twister. All right. Surprisingly into that. So we'll let them do some stuff and make sure they don't try and time vault me. Okay. Urborg down. Soulguide Lantern. Okay. Soulguide Lantern's going to eat my Urborg. Okay. Okay, so if this Vigor resolves, it'll be mad. Does it resolve? Opponent has 4 cards left after the twist. Okay. Do I want to activate now? I guess I can activate one, right? I don't think I need this. Do I want to activate again? I don't think so. No. So take our draw step and then guarantee our Vengevine. Another Cabal Pit. All right. Hope. Hope has been provided. Do I want to spin again? I think my answer is no. Here come the vines. Was opponent just fucking with us the whole time and really they're holding time vault and it's all very funny. Let's play a Cabal Pit, I guess. That was bad, but never mind. We attack for a bunch of damage. The reason that was bad is now I can't activate into like Luxlack activate into green card Vigor. Opponent's at 2 life. I wasn't expecting that twist. I don't know why they felt so far behind in that spot when I just had the lizard, but you know, paying costs, treasure cruise. Yeah, right. Lotus Time Vault? No. Okay. That was cool. A cool league. And as undiverse as our metagame was today of 5 Lurrus decks, I think that's like the best league you can get at the moment. We're essentially 50-50 against them. We felt real good after 2 rounds. Then the morale began to drop, and then that last round was just pretty cool sloggy deck. Like just trading pound for pound against the Lurrus decks. And a lot of it, some of the games didn't feel particularly competitive on both sides. I think in future, next time you see this deck, I will be lesser therapies plus 1 to 2 to 3 Hogaaks. I was kind of impressed by this Feed the Swarm card as well. First time I've really been able to play it, right? Because we've got black Borg instead. Cabal Pit seemed cool as well, especially when your problem cards are Bowmasters, Jailers, Containment Priests, Lavinias. And Cabal Pit kills all of those. So that's a really nice little pickup. I like the one Swamp. I always advocated the one, or almost always advocated the one Forest in the Cradlevine decks because it beats up on the initiative. Well, not beats up on the initiative, but it gives you a bit of XP against the initiative as well. When you gain it, you get a Forest. You can pay for their Tabernacle, so it's harder for them to take it, that sort of thing. So I like the Swamp over the 4th Pit. We did have that one game where the pits were a bit detrimental on our life total, but other than that, I think it's fine. Otherwise, I think I like it at the moment. I think there's a few different ways we can go with the grief packages. These could be reanimates instead. You could have like a grief scan package. But I think next time out, I'll try Hogaaks and maybe Bloodghasts. The other option is Master of Deaths, so that you can get that good squee vine equity out of your Bazaars. And you can keep them churning, and there'll also be black cards to pitch to grief and that sort of thing. Overall, I thought that was a really fun league. Thanks for watching. This is my first draft and first time out with it, so I'll see you again in the near future. Take care.